Bro, what's going on, guys? On TikTok, I'm trying to get a couple of things taken care of over on Twitch. I'm trying this. First of all, I got a new webcam that I'm trying out, and I'm trying to see if this vertical display is working on YouTube. And it seems to be. So let's see. Hello. Yeah, the YouTube feature does work out nicely. So I was trying to get it to be vertical on YouTube, and then I want it to be horizontal on Twitch and Kick. But that was just proving, or I was just doing things wrong for a while. So I'll have to put a list of links for the YouTube videos that I had help me out, because it was honestly a huge help. That way, if anybody else is struggling, I'll tell you the YouTube videos that I found to just kind of give you exactly what you're looking for, and hopefully will help you guys out too. So give me 1 second. Let me make sure I start up over to Kick. So for those of you on TikTok, I am live over on Twitch and Kick. And YouTube, of course, vertically. So let's check it out here. I just kind of want to make sure. Alright, we seem to be looking good on most, if not all, platforms. So I'm hoping that my webcam doesn't glitch this time, because when I first got it the first day, within like the first hour, it seemed to be kind of turning on and turning off and glitching, right? So I'll put a link and I'll tell you guys the webcam that I just ordered. It's got a ring light built into it, which is pretty neat. It's not one that I saw from the Amazon or from the TikTok shop a lot. It's something that I just kind of saw online. But right now it's doing well, but at first it was kind of glitching and really lagging in spots. And OBS, I'd have to literally close and delete the source and blah 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 blah. So right now, if you keep seeing me look to the left, for those of you watching me on TikTok, I do appreciate you. If you can just work with me on that, I'm just kind of checking to make sure that it hasn't frozen immediately. Because if so, then I'm going to send it back before I have it for too long, right? But let's get into it. So I am back drawing the 9 realms, right? I have my interest today on Alfheim, or actually Vanaheim right here, and then above that, Alfheim. So my interpretation is I want everybody to kind of think of it as Mount Olympus, right? So I don't want you to think that it's Mount Olympus, but I want you to kind of think of it like the Mount Olympus perspective, where let's just say there's this really, really tall area. You know, if you're out in Midgard and you're kind of going somewhere, and there's this, you're in a boat floating around, and then you see this really, 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 really tall area that just gets taller and taller and taller. As it goes up into this mystic hill, mystic mountain type thing, that's where my idea of the realms come from. So you've got Midgard, and then as you start to see this lower, more nature-fulfilled, more just flourished place that's kind of at the bottom of the hill but still a little higher, that would be Vanaheim, and that's what I'm going to be working on today. And then you go above that, you get closer to the sun rays that are beaming through the lights and things like that. You get Alfheim. And then above that, you get Asgard, right? Which is like Valhalla and all the more commonly known stuff is Asgard. And so with that being said, I noticed that I did a lot of this stuff last time. All these like little ice peaks, the icebergs for Niflheim. So Vanaheim's looking a little light, and I'm gonna go back in and do some stuff with that today. So as always, I like using a 9mm lead, just a little bit easier to work with. You can apply pressure a lot too, so you get a lot of, you get a nice spectrum of shade to work with, right? If you mess with it for long enough, you'll kind of feel that out and see what I mean. But it's also easier to erase, so if you are trying to get something, oh man, I made a mistake, 9 times out of 10, you'll be able to erase it completely if you're using it. And then something to kind of consider there. Also, if at any chance, for those of you watching me on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, if my voice is not able to be heard over music for some reason, please shoot a message in the chat and we'll get that taken care of. But I'm pretty positive where I'm sitting at right now, I can hear myself over the music, so I'm just not trying to have I'm not trying to keep looking back at a million different times. So hopefully the test video that I did served me well enough, and we should be good to go. So for those of you watching me on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, I appreciate that. Those of you watching me on TikTok, I appreciate that. So with that being said, let's get into it. So I'm going to start shading. I'm going to turn this mic a little bit so y'all can still hear me. Let's see. I'm going to start right with this little peak. So this would be like, you know, this isn't necessarily there. It's more if this was picked up out of Midgard, then you would more than likely see this little clump of dirt right at the bottom if you were just to kind of pick it up, right, so to speak. That's kind of what I'm showcasing, right? So this doesn't necessarily have to have that little teardrop piece at the end. Let me know if you guys enjoy art, what you do for art, if there's a certain medium that you prefer to use, if you've been contemplating on, you know, trying something new. A big part of me doing this isn't just so I can do art, but I really want to be able to collaborate and connect with all kinds of people, especially with art and music. So if you enjoy the stuff that I'm doing, consider subscribing to me on TikTok, Twitch, Kick. Consider subscribing to me on YouTube at the very least, because that one's free. So I do appreciate the YouTube subscriptions, even just at the very least, because I'm really trying to grow that with educational content and things of the matter. So I have been given the privilege over the last couple of years, this year and last year, to teach a multitude of different things too at Rock Valley College. It's been a lot of fun. So with that being said, it's really made me want to do more content with an educational focus, but in ways that I can make it fun, right? Which is why I want to do the Superman or superhero STEM shenanigans, right? Where I kind of I make STEM ideas fun because I relate them to certain superheroes and villains that we all love. So I'm super excited to try that out. I'll be doing that in December. I've got a bunch of different ideas to kind of do to see if kids will enjoy that or not. Okay, let's see. I'll grab this line right here, and then I think once I get this highlighted here a little bit more, you guys will really like. Well, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as it's more flourished with nature and. Just because of the way that I drew the grass, it's very abundant in trees and grass and things like that. So as I start to re-outline this, it will look a lot better. What's going on, guys? Appreciate everybody joining on TikTok. I am streaming this over on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube at Salem Space, of course, if you want a better angle of what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm working on the Norse 9 realms, just my interpretation that I came up with a couple of years ago now at this point. It just, time has flown by and I have not been able to put much time into it like I wanted to. But I was doing a lot of things, right? I was trying to finish school, and I was trying to work a little bit in between that, and just had a lot of things going on, so it wasn't easy to get to. But now I have a little bit more time, and I'm very happy that my mind just wanders right to this. I really wanted to work on this, apparently. And there's so many lines on here, right? So my philosophy as of right now is I can't really do anything wrong as long as I'm retracing some of the stuff. I don't really care to add anything right now necessarily because it's been sitting for so long. So it's very, very light, very soft and it's like, what do you call it? Long story short, when you're looking at it, you can't see much. It's very faded, I guess, right? So I figured I should at least start by outlining a couple of lines, or a couple of areas, sorry, to give myself something to work on. And then, as I go and look at certain spots again, like I already outlined Niflheim, and there are areas that I do kind of want to add something to, but it's not the intent right now. I kind of want to get things re-outlined, and then I will go back in and look at where I can add things. Like, you can't really see him that well, but Jormungandr, that's the world serpent that goes around the Midgard. I want to add more detail to the snake, at least around the head area. So, but that would be like a Midgard day or something like that, right? Today is, at the very least, Vanaheim. And there's plenty to keep me busy with this. If you guys enjoy the background music on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, consider checking out the description that I have on my YouTube. It is a list of all of the music that I'm using, so thank you to everybody that puts out the music so we can use it like this. But if you're interested in any of them specifically, they should be in the description in my YouTube video, so check those out. Okay, so as you can probably see, it's more grassy, right? This is all kind of grass that's dripping over. So, and then the trees up top are kind of faded yet, but we'll get there. Thanks to everybody popping by on TikTok as well. I know that everybody's busy, so even if it's just for a minute, greatly appreciate it. And I kind of just do these little weird circles, right? To give me just a simple little tree. It's almost like a rip-off Lorax tree type idea. Right, you can see that. I'm gonna do the same for these guys right here. That should look a little bit better. And let me hit over here real quick. Everything so far seems to be working out quite all right. Drew, what's up, man? What's going on? Sorry, I didn't see that you hit me on YouTube, but what's going on, buddy? Hope you're having a good day. Now I'm going to outline these rocks. That's looking a little bit better. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And Drew, yeah, very much the same. I'm really looking to connect with more people that want to do art, right? I don't want people to just want to have to watch me do art. But I figure if people enjoy watching me while I just want to express myself, like, you know, for 45 minutes or sure, right? But ultimately, it would be so cool to be able to, like, strike up conversations about art. What do we like? What do we not like? And even have the chance to collab, right? That's the cool part about doing all this live stuff, all this streaming stuff, is you could live anywhere in the world, my man, and we could still connect. You know, we could still do some art together of any type, right? As long as we're in good communication. So, yeah, if you like art, I would love to hear more about what you do, what mediums do you use, like what do you get into? Drawing this cloud real quick because this was kind of annoying me, but it'll add a little bit of depth up here for us. I'm not adding a cloud, there was a slight outline of it here before. Because obviously it's not the easiest to draw a cloud outline, so I was just kind of going frantically when I originally made it. So I use this technique called gesture drawing. For any of you that have seen my other videos, I've kind of explained a little bit about it. But it's pretty much where you just kind of let your pencil continue to move, so to speak, and you put pressure down, you know, over time. But it's almost like, in my opinion, it's the best way for my fingers and my brain to connect. Like, they can literally just communicate directly, which I know sounds kind of stupid, but it's something you got to feel, right? So as you might be scribbling, you might note that, oh, there's a line that I can use later. Like if I'm drawing a tree and I'm scribbling all over, you know, my mind, I can feel it when it'll be like, oh, you know, there's a line that I'll probably darken to make a branch, and, you know, oh, there's another line that might be darkened to make a branch, and, you know, lo and behold, as I continue on, I can tell that I'm starting to go around those particular lines. So it's pretty strange. It's a lot different than just putting strict lines, right? You might have to erase a little bit and continue to go. This is more like gesture drawings, more like you identify your area, right? And you just kind of keep moving until something happens, right? And it's not like people just know how to gesture draw and others don't. It's definitely a technique. It's definitely something that you can work on. I didn't know about it before. I used to do that a lot, and so I have a little bit of both sides, the hard outline drawing. But I can tell that there's so much resistance in that. I don't know if that's just like a natural thing, that's why I want to communicate with more people, or if that's just something that I feel. But when I gesture draw, it's almost like I just let the limits go, and I'm able to just feel, and, you know, eventually something gets produced. Like all of the stuff on my TikTok is pretty much gesture drawn. The Punisher skull that I drew is gesture drawn. Lady part 1 and 2 is gesture drawn. You can kind of see it in the video. It's just all kinds of scribbles, but eventually something happens, and I think it's crazy cool. So awesome, dude. Well, appreciate you, Drew. Yeah, man, reach out anytime. I'm trying to do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So with that being said, let's go back. So I got this little cloud here. Let's see. I want to make sure something that y'all can see for a bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna hit this little hill in this tree, or well, it's branches to the tree, right? I have to be able to differentiate between clouds and branches of, or treetops, right? Like the brush. Thought about adding color to this. I think I commented on that last time. And I'm not opposed. I've had this be a sketch for so long that I don't want to jeopardize how I feel about it right now. But at the same time, if anybody has ever even Googled just the Norse 9 realms, I mean, every interpretation is just filled with color, you know, in one way or another. So it would be cool to add some color to it. Just because I know with the 9 realms, there are so many different approaches you can take for color. So I got these weird little swirly branches, right? But there's a part of me that feels like the swirls and they're a little elegant looking, and so that's why I've tried to attach them more towards Alfheim or towards Vanaheim. Actually, no, I was right. Yeah. So the swirls, yeah, that's what I thought. The swirls I made to kind of go with the elf culture, you know what I mean? Just because they do seem a little bit more elegant's one word, but like, I don't know, just neat, just kind of configured more. And that's why it's on this hill. So all of the hills that you see that I'll be darkening in are Alfheim, and that essentially sits right above Vanaheim. Vanaheim is just this, you know, essentially just a tad bit elevated, right, place on this hill. It's not too much different from Midgard. That's why I feel like, I don't want to go into the stories right now, but I'd love to do a stream where I can talk about some of the Norse sagas. But there is a good reason why I feel that I've put Vanaheim just slightly above Midgard, but where it's at in general. And there's just a lot of things, obviously, that the elves and the people from Vanaheim teach us. But there's a lot of Vanir influence. Vanir are like the lesser gods, so to speak. There's a lot of Vanir influence on the people of Midgard. And I think it's because, if I was reading correctly, it seems like Vanaheim would just be closer to us than Alfheim and Asgard, right? You really gotta get into it, kind of like I do, to want to be able to try to make sense of it, because it's not like somebody just sat down and was like, you know what? There are 9 realms, and one of them is filled with giants, one of them is filled with elves, and blah blah blah. Like, that's not what happened, but I like to try to get into the mind of the people that were writing, and it's like, why'd you make these 9 realms? Well, it seems like Vanaheim is just like a super cool, kind of magical filled Midgard, right? Freya, the main, I would say, like, the main goddess of the Vanir. She's like the one that, so to speak, taught Odin and the Aesir magic. So take that with a grain of salt. But with that being said, I think it's kind of cool to just have them right above the people of Midgard, just to show that there might be like some sort of connection. They might be closer to human than the elves and gods. That's like a super easy way to sum that up. They might be closer to humans than elves or gods. Not that elves or gods are. I mean, the Vanir are closer to being human than the Vanir are closer to being an elf or a god. Essentially, I think that's what it seems like. Or maybe the Aesir just punished them in a way and was like, you know what, you're going to be lower, you're going to be closer to Midgard and Jotunheim, to where the elves and the gods are going to sit up here on this high hill. That's another way I think that it can be interpreted. But again, this is a super cool, geeky topic to me. I absolutely love it, Norse mythology. So I got these nice crystals sitting up here perched. I'll go in just a second and fill those, or outline those again. Yeah, this idea just kind of came to me. I was like, you know what? The crystals would be a good move, I think, just to show the delicacy or whatever, the just beauty that adds to the awe of the elves. It's like, it would be pretty cool if it was sketched too. I just gotta take time to not keep putting my hand in certain spots. Not that it's a problem now, but back when I was first doing this, I would just arrogantly place my hand around and it would just sit right on a spot that I just did, and then the lead would just smudge everywhere. Such an amateur move. I know. But what can you do when you're working on 18 by 24 inch newsprint? I mean, pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I can't say that I've made anything else on something this big unless I had to, right? Like school or something like that. Appreciate you guys, I really do. Thank you so much. So yeah, let me fill out some of this grass. There we go. And the clouds, I don't mind going over a few times just because they're clouds, so they're gonna have the more, in a way, the more lines they have, the more organic they look, because it's not just like a cutout cloud type thing, right? It looks a little misty, so I want that. Okay, now we're outlining these crystals. There we go. That looks pretty good. And they got all these weird little lines to show their brightness or charm, whatever. Though those are going away. So I think I'm gonna take away these lines because they're not going in the right direction. What's going on, guys? Appreciate you stopping by on TikTok. Yeah, they need to be going this way. Like that. That looks better. That looks better. So let's work on these little rocks right here. For those of you watching on TikTok, I'm just re-throwing that out there. I've got my live stream on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I'm trying out the vertical thing on YouTube, so hopefully it works out well. The vertical display, right? Let's do it with some of these trees. Another reason why I think it would be good to sketch is just because I've done so much lead on here already that then maybe don't have to feel so bad. It might be a little easier if I do just sketch it. That's a good connecting point there. Blades of grass. Oh yeah, but then this river gets actually super tiny. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate you so much. That looks better. Had to throw some random lines kind of down in the grass just to add a little bit of depth. But I need to continue this this river. Ooh, it is so narrow. It's making it hard to work with my coffee fingers right now. Okay, yeah, so it might be a little hard for you guys to see, but I'm right in here. Don't worry, I'm coming back that way. I just wanted to do this a little bit further. Okay. Ooh, that does get a little intense on the hand. I appreciate those watching me on Twitch. I appreciate everybody watching me on Kick. And I appreciate everybody on YouTube. Oh, that's a big bummer. You guys hear me out? I just got a bug in my coffee. I'm not doing that. So give me 1 second, y'all. TikTok, if you wait for me, I'll be right back, y'all. All right. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about that. But if y'all know anything, it's that I need the coffee to keep going. Sure. Okay. Cool. So it looked like things were frozen for a second. That seemed the reason it was taking so long. So, all right. Hope everybody can still hear me. Just needed to get a little bit of coffee because apparently some random small fly or gnat landed right in it. All right. Those of you on TikTok, appreciate you kind of just hearing me out there for a second. Let's see. So I've got like this area kind of done now. Let's scoot into yeah, I'm gonna go like right in here. I'm gonna hit some of these trees, some of this area. This back Verizon I meant to say Horizon line. Then this river just kind of disappears in the back. Okay, very good. This guy kind of comes up like this. There's some more trees. Okay. That's pretty much good on that. Now I'm going to switch up to this cloud. That's why I need this to be a couple more lines into this cloud here because it doesn't looks a little too sharp to be a cloud. Not the clouds can't be sharp, but that looks better because I've got this tree coming up here. And it's kind of like a drippy, waterfall-y, you know, type tree. And to be honest, I can't go over these too much more, or it will start to really just take away from the like teardrop, the flowing, like draped over look of the trees, right? So this guy, I'm gonna pretty much call it there on this part, and then I can go up and finish this cloud up here, and I think we'll be looking pretty good. What's going on, guys? On Kick, I appreciate you stopping by, even if it's just for a second. I understand we are all pretty busy nowadays, so appreciate any time you're willing to offer. Yeah, one day I was just kind of sitting and drawing, and I thought, well, there might be other people that will enjoy watching this. Not that I necessarily just did it so you guys will be watching me, but I figured maybe there will be some people that will, you know, get into some of the art that I'm doing, or maybe they can provide me some feedback, or yeah, depending on who is watching, they can give me some good critique, or like I said, I'm always looking to do some collaborations, and I like feeling challenged when it comes to art. I don't paint that much, right? So for those of you that are painters, I'd love to do something with you. I don't paint a lot, so when I do, it's super fun. It always is, but it doesn't necessarily look like I intended it to. However, I can't say that I've put nearly as much time into painting and things like that as I have with a pencil in my hand or colored pencils and things like that, right? So, like I said, even if you don't sketch, you do something else completely different, let's find a way, right, to collaborate. Maybe I sketch a couple of things and you paint over it, and we do like a plethora of mediums or something like that. That sounds cool. That would be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun. Okay, so I'm going to, even if you guys can't see, I just gotta grab this part real quick. Just a weird little cloud spot. But when I have the clouds kind of like layered over these draping trees, it does become a little hard to differentiate which lines go with what. Especially when they were faded as much as they were, so that's why I'm glad I'm going back to do this. Because if I actively keep doing this, then it will get done, and I don't have to worry about the continuous outlining, right? So that's kind of the point of one of the reasons I wanted to do this piece specifically was so I could kind of find out where I want to go with it, so I can kind of finalize it. I don't want this to just sit around half completed forever. Lord knows I have way too many of those projects, so I don't need another. Let's see, like some of these parts where the tree is really faded, yeah, I can go back in and give these some new lines of brush. Now, how's that looking? That's looking a little bit better, I feel. Some stupid message that I just got. Sorry, I had to look at that quick. Okay, let's see. Grab the top of this cloud. I started late on a couple of platforms, but I've been going for about 45 minutes, so I'm gonna probably call it after I get this cloud done. Well, the area around this cloud, I guess. But be sure to tune in, subscribe, and hit the notification button, hit the bell, whatever the heck. Especially on Twitch and Kick. That way, if you guys are just randomly looking, for something to do for a few minutes, I have a schedule on Twitch that you can go ahead and look at for those of you that want maybe something more consistent. But I will tell you right now that there doesn't seem to be much consistency in that for me right now, so I'm trying to stick to it. But so like Wednesdays I do Assassin's Creed. Normally I'll stream Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Friday I'll do Minecraft. Saturday I do something called STEM Saturday, which is a term that I borrowed from a good friend, Laura Constant, who is a just excellent person when it comes to all things STEM. So with that being said, oh, and then I do art on Mondays. So I'm trying to stick to that to get some sort of consistency, but there'll be times where my brain's like, I don't want to play Assassin's Creed right now. I really want to draw. So I'm just gonna go in and draw. So I appreciate those of you that are willing to kind of be on the fly with me, but I try to put that in my about me. I'm pretty upfront about that right off the bat. You'll be getting anything from art, music, STEM, philosophy, things like that in gaming. So you really never know, but I'm trying to at least do something always within those realms. So it'll never just be something completely random. It'll always be something STEM, philosophy, gaming, art, music, something like that, right? So with that being said, let me return to this guy real quick. I was doing this branch. I'm gonna hit this crystal, which that should not be taken out of context. And then this little draped tree piece right here. That's essentially where I'm gonna stop. Just kind of re-looking real quick. Yeah, that don't look too bad. I mean, I guess I could keep going for literally so long. It's just so easy. There's so many lines at this point. And so many lines that need to be filled in, too. Oh, wow, I'm just noticing I put a... you can't really see. Let me see if I can zoom this in. So there's like a little hall right here. It's so hard to tell with the branches all in here like this. So I'll define this better next time, but I'm pretty sure that's Njord's hall. Njordr in Old Norse, right? He was the Vanir sea god, essentially. I believe he was a giant. I believe he was a Jotun, but I think he had his like house or whatever, right? I know it wasn't in the sea. I'm sorry. I know it was in the sea, but I thought he also had a hall on Vanaheim as well. So I'll have to check into that. But I just now saw that. It's been so long. But yeah, it's there for some reason. So okay, guys. Well, with that being said, next time I didn't quite make it to Alfheim, but next time I'm gonna have the camera will be over here, and I'll finish up this other spot on Vanaheim. And because we got some more crystals. I guess I did do a little bit of Alfheim, right? I did like the left side of Vanaheim and the left side of Alfheim. all the crystals and the clouds and the swirly trees up in Alfheim, and then all the smaller Lorax-looking trees on this nice plain is Vanaheim. So yeah, next time where it's super faded over here, in comparison, I'll be taking care of this part and the right side of Alfheim, right? And then as we move up, we'll see that we've got just so much more to explore. This thing right here, all these little circles, that's my interpretation of the Bifrost or the Bifrost, right? I hate it. I actually don't like it anymore, so I'm gonna probably erase that. This circle stuff in the middle will be gone. And I'm gonna try to think of something a little bit better. But yeah, as we go up, we'll see the horse that carries the sun that's followed by a wolf, and then we'll see the horse over here that carries the moon, followed by the other wolf as we move up towards Asgard. I mean, like I said, there's so many other things that we have yet to get to. I'm super excited, clearly, but I can't only go for so long just because I have a couple of other things that I do have to do today. But I wanted to at least start on Vanaheim and Alfheim. So I appreciate all of you on Twitch, TikTok, Kick, YouTube. I appreciate everybody sticking around, even if it was just for a couple of seconds. Like I said, I get that we're all busy. So I'm going to do my very best to give you guys as much content and streaming within the realms, right, of art, music, philosophy, gaming, and STEM, mainly science and engineering. So with that being said, let's see, today is Wednesday. Tune in Friday to my live stream at Salem Space, and I'll be doing probably Minecraft. There's a chance, though, that I'll hop on and do Vanaheim and Alfheim maybe before that. I've got a little bit of time on Friday, so maybe I'll do a stream in the beginning of the day where it is me finishing up outlining Vanaheim and Alfheim, and then I will do a stream later in the evening of me playing some Minecraft, maybe just like a low-key night, we can all chill together for an hour and a half. I'm currently I'm trying to work on where my home is going and my farm. So it's going to be a lot of me deleting bricks and placing things in, like just me putting a lot of dirt chests around. But still, you got to start somewhere if you're trying to build a bunch of stuff in survival. So with that being said, check me out on Friday. Or if you go ahead and subscribe to me, you'll get notifications for when I go live. Because I might just go randomly live every now and then, right, on a Tuesday or on a Thursday or something like that. So I appreciate everybody. So I hope until we see each other again, y'all have a good night.